So I think I'm gonna have to start a Johnny Young Bosch counter because outside of Akame and any movie that we've done, Johnny's been in every series that we've done.
Yep.
Whether as a main character or a random one-off. And I didn't know he was there at first, and I'm like, once it got in that field, I was like, oh, that sounds like Rossiu. Yep, that's him.
Maybe that's why this episode hit a little bit harder than it might have otherwise, because it's got to be him.
Johnny's really good at being sad. Okay, so somehow they somehow keep coming up with new and completely different situations to have to have letters in. This one now being borderline behind an enemy line, and are having to take a job against the will of the CH company. And I have a bad feeling we're getting regressing in this next episode, and I don't like it. But anyway, before we get there, she literally overhears him talking about how they're not going to take this job and that she wouldn't be able to make it in. So our little Violet takes it upon herself
to yoink the job application.
To do the job anyway.
To go there and ship herself off and have to be airdropped into enemy territory.
It is a lot of things. It is ridiculous, but also badass. But then we're in the latter half of the show, so it's going to be sad.
In the latter half, we're about to step off the ladder.
Been there.
We are about to step off the ladder. We are taking the ladder to the storage bin to put it away. And again, I didn't know where they're going, but we'll get there. So the assignment is this guy wants to get letters home from the lines, and they obviously feel sad about it, that they know that they have loved ones. And of course that has to be set around Violet because she had a loved one die on enemy lines. So now it is basically, this has become the what things can we say to trigger everything?
How can we make you sad today?
Well, to specifically trigger Violet in general. What is a thing that Violet would be extremely upset about? We get the losing a loved one.
Check.
Slowly but surely. And then never being able to hear from them again with the daughter. And then now it's behind enemy lines. They're not going to be able to write back, and they're going to die on enemy lines. To where Violet gets to be there as the person dies. Not like she had that happen. Oh, and then this is at this point to where they're talking about the Transcontinental Railroad. My goodness. It's so cool just listening to the little blurps of history in these shows that are period based. And all of them get wiped out, except of course because you don't get Johnny Young Bosch if he's going to be in for less than an episode. And not if he's not going to be important. And just Violet is the situation needs to be handled. We're going to handle it. She literally airdrops in, and somehow with the sight of a hawk, this guy could tell from however high in the air that a child is being airdropped. Before she's even sent the parachute out. Is that a kid? Without your scope, sir.
You think it would have taken him at least until she drops like, at least tree level to tell, but nope.
You would think, but no. And then Violet comes in and incapacitates all of them but two. Well, takes out two of them, incapacitates the third one, and then the fourth one's like, wait, hold on. I know who you are. What do you want? I don't want to die. Leave. You got it. Yes, he's gone. Within seconds, solves the problem and saves Aiden's time for the time being.
I love that. It's basically, please surrender. Okay.
Please, for the love of God, I don't want to deal with the Terminator right now.
Okay.
This is for anyone who has seen Black Lagoon, and I doubt either of you have. But if anyone watching this has seen Black Lagoon, Violet is becoming the pacifist version of Roberta.
Oh, wow.
So Roberta is this maid who is the servant of this higher class. I don't want. It's like there's this family of like gangsters and stuff like that, but like she's meant to protect this child who's the only one left outside of this father. And then she has this past where she's incredibly like violent, but she puts it away until someone comes and starts threatening the family, and then she literally and figuratively becomes a Terminator. There's a whole OVA series, like she gets one episode in the actual series proper, and then they do an entire 6-episode OVA
Just her.
about just her. It's about an entire arc that is in the manga about how you're not stopping her. It's unreal. She's described literally as the Terminator. Like the characters in there do. It's nuts. And Violet is just I'm not going to kill you. Let me know what's going on. You don't want to die. I don't want you to die. So we're going to work something out. For Roberta, she just went, sorry, you're in my way. Poof. But anyways, they dress in a somewhat similar fashion. Roberta's got purple hair, but anyway, yeah. So we also Violet's just the best at everything. She doesn't even have her typewriter with her, and I need to write letters. What are you going to do?
Typing with their hands in the air
into thin air. I'm just memorizing where it is on the keys for how I want to write your letter, and there's a weird way where there's more plot to this episode than they let on. Because I have a feeling that there's something with his parents that didn't get said about how I'm going to guess that his parents weren't very happy that he went off to the war.
That's what I'm kind of thinking too.
Yeah.
Because if you would have me as your son again, it kind of sounded like they disowned him when he went off to the war. I don't know if that's me reading too much into that situation, but there was a whole lot of, if you were reincarnated one day, I hope you would take me as your son again. That's weird, but yeah, I don't know if that's just me reading too much into it. And then, of course, we have Maria, unrequited love that you never quite got to read the situation of.
That's always unfortunate.
Always unfortunate, and not in the same way, but the same situation again as Violet, where they loved each other and then never got to do anything. Now, again, I don't know how this show ends, but I don't think it's the same type of love that they're describing.
I would hope not, because
I would hope not as well. I would hope not as well, because when she died, he was 14, and when he found her, she was 10.
I mean, it depends.
I know, but oh boy, do I hope that's not it. And we're just gonna hope that it's not. But
it could be.
You're just gonna not talk about that, because that would kind of ruined the show for me if I'm being specific.
So anyway, the letters.
The letters. So they don't show much with they don't show the parents at all, if I'm not mistaken. Unless unless those were the parents at the farm.
Yeah,
those were the
that's
parents
supposed
at
to
the
be
farm.
parents.
Okay, all right. I'm just waking up, in case you're all wondering. I had a nap set, alarm didn't go off. We're good now, so the next one will be much better. But so we get that, and then you get to see the situation of them not understanding why Violet is so upset that she didn't make it back, because Violet doesn't go into detail of the situation of how the letters got written until the last second. And now Violet is having survivor's guilt secondhand. Again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want her to regress, and it's so weird because I don't know if they are, because every time we have a new episode, they don't say how much time has passed. And she's supposedly 18 by the time the show's done.
Supposedly. Apparently, like the anime is a lot more linear than the light novels, which bounce back between like different points in time.
I think I appreciate that. I'm not gonna lie, because with how unspecific they are, it would have been real hard to follow.
Oh yeah, no, it would have been a cluster if they kept it
going like back and
that
forth.
way.
Yeah, as much as I like in media res, in this situation, to me, it's just much better that we only have the couple, and it's the couple in the one situation where it's just coming back between her and the major, so they only have one situation. But yeah, this still got me. I still teared up.
Yeah.
But I did not have the I need to go sleep or my heart is going to fall clean out of my chest that I did last time, so I'm thankful.
Yeah. I teared up a little bit because this build off, it was good, and then to see Violet cry.
Yeah, that got me.
Yeah, Kyoto is very good at animating tears.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there's that. And again, we're not getting the talking in the credits like we used to before, so we really don't have any, and we didn't have any cliffhangers outside of, again, hopefully not regression. But yeah, I don't know what outside of the 2 seconds that I got to see of the next one, which is just people meeting in a room. I don't know what the next episode's about, but I guess we'll see.
I want to find out.
Yeah. Mike, where can I find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at CaptainK42. You can check out my quick thoughts on letterboxd.com/CoachK42. And you can find me in all the various Facebook groups, just at my name. You can check out Renegade Pop Culture on Facebook and Twitter at Ren Pop Culture. You can also find us on YouTube, Podchaser, The Banana Meter. Listen to all of our podcasts on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc. And last but not least, everything can be found at renegadepopculture.com. You can escape, so do we.
And Miss Al?
And you can find me on Twitter on Keep1102.
You can find me everywhere. You can find me everywhere at Organoid Zero. And until next time, we'll see you later. Bye.
Peace.